What's happening, handsome? We live, middle of Harlem, you know what it is. Mighty Aces click, fast way to Harlem, still a A-train slick, you hear me? Nevertheless, you know how we work. You are now tuned in to Baba TV. You gotta get this work. Me.
Fire, 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 every time. Fire, 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 every time. You are now doing Baba TV.
I'm just so, it's exactly happened what I wanted to happen. Yes. I'm just so, I'm just feeling really good right now. I didn't sleep much these last few weeks. Just worried that we won't get people out here the way we wanted to. I felt in my heart that this community in this world was not taking this as serious as I felt, right? And that's where the growth came in, right? Because who we want in this room is people who care. That's more important than me saying, because I was going to be shouting on a whole lot of people. But I did some work inside, and I'm like, because I was like, I'm not using that who's here, who's supposed to be here thing. If they ain't here, they better not expect me to be at theirs. I can't do that. That's it. But I wanna also just say what happened for me this week is, I sent this invite to my daughter in the city, and she's like, well, Mom, do you know that Messiah Nantuai was also part of the Harlem Jets that played with my grandson? I'm from Harlem, as y'all can tell. But what's important is, I used to go to Harlem to watch this young man play. So my grandson asked me to let y'all know that he was an awesome young man. He had dreams of traveling. He had dreams of art, right? So while we're here honoring, let's also keep in our hearts and prayers to his family, to the Nantuai family. Thank y'all very much for that, right? So, like I said, I like to be in front of a crowd, but I'm not gonna waste it on me. But I wanna really, at this time, bring up Mr. Lashima Lumumba, who is also work here at the Southside Community Center, to do a poem before we bring on our next speaker. He's been awesome. He helps me with the reparations. So we have had the city put some money aside for reparations. Anyway, that's another story, but please come on. He's amazing.
Hi, y'all. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's an honor to be here today. I feel like I'm just like a grain of salt in some metaphor that I thought of very it's an honor to be here. We helped put this together, but really this is so many people, and I think that's the idea of how we can make change. It's not just one person. It takes a whole room of people changing the way that they might think or having a conversation. It takes a lot of people to make change. So this poem I wrote a while ago, and I hope that I'm seeing a lot of ways that this is connected to right now. So I think this is the right time to tell it. Freedom means something, but is it no fear? Because what does that look like in America? It's not clear. Arrested for selling weed, but not beer. Screaming, I can't breathe until peeps can't hear. I wake up every day, afraid for my people. Black folks melted down in the faces of evil. I could use my privilege, run away all defeated, but I find the way to spread the truth where they will believe it. The foundation of this nation is dead bodies. FBI, CIA, DOC, they all got them. We try to let them out, let them fly, but by God, it's all rotten. The killing doesn't stop. Drone strikes, it's all modern. They pray we've forgotten, but we know the truth. We don't need the body cams to see all that proof. Split us up into class 4 red and blue groups, stealing our lives and blaming black people for loot. Freedom means speaking my fears so the people can listen. My poetry is history, and from that it is written. Making justice for all a personal mission, united mission, because real bars don't mean the trap of a prison. Thank you.
I love that young man. Whenever I hear people, because you know, a lot of time young people get slack, right? If I was their age, when I was their age, I didn't do this. Yes, I did. But most importantly, I think of him. I think of my grandson. I think of so many young people in this community who are doing the right thing. So I thank you. I thank you again. And he is from the Lumumba family.
Yes.
And now, this next speaker means the world to me. We work together. We've done some real work in this community. We work with so I never said I'm the Central Regional Coordinator for Alliance of Families for Justice. I forgot all about that. And we've been doing this work in this community for the last 8 years. I want to thank all of the young men who came out to support us. But I cannot last any longer without introducing Tyrell. This man is amazing. And so when I sit around and look at these men who have come back to our community, who have bring back to our community, who teaches us why we don't want them to kill our brothers and sisters inside, because they offer so much when they come home. So without further ado, Mr. Tyrell Muhammad. Showing the Attica film at the Cinepolis, but thank you.
Thank you so much, New York. I want to thank all of the organizations who came together to put this on. You did an awesome job. And the reason why I really bring Conrad Don here and the Brooks family here, and some of my friends said, because I know this is an activist community.
Yes.
See, I know this for a fact. Because I've met many of y'all. I still email some of y'all. Lumumba, I didn't even know that was him. I email him every week. There's a woman named Peggy here. I know she's tired of my emails. But I email to keep you informed so that you know what's going on. So when we come, you're not in the cold. What happened to Brother Brooks and Brother Messiah is maybe 200 to 300 years old. Because this comes out of slavery. Any of you abolitionists? If you're abolitionists, then you know what we fight for. This is not a new fight. It's a new phase. That's all. This is a struggle that's long going. So you gotta have long will. Brother Don said you gotta have commitment. You gotta have that. You gotta have undying patience. But we don't get nothing done in a microwave minute. But one thing for sure, it's the people that makes the change. It was 8 of us that went to Marcy. Brother Don asked us to come up there with him to meet the son. We went up to Utica, New York. We went up with 8 people. You'd have thought we had 80. But because we came in a time of need, the community became strong. Because the people live in fear up there. Particularly the black and brown community. So when we came and gave them the support that they needed, They ran with it. Where Brother Luke at? This is a brother that was there. He here. He here. So this is what this is about. It's not about individuals. It's about a collective party of people that really care about one another. We're in a time now that we see that people don't care about you. We're under administration now that's going to wreak havoc in our lives. But we can't sit down and wait for it to happen. Many of us running around in a daze and in shock. What happened to Brother Brooks and Brother Messiah, I wasn't amazed nor shocked because I experienced that. It just put fire under me. It made me realize that, hey, if we don't stand up stronger, this will never stop. I've been doing this 20 years. I went to jail at 19, got out at 45, and kept doing this work because I seen so many young people, because I was young, get wasted up there, get destroyed. You can go to prison, but it's not a positive that you're going to come out all right. It's not a positive that you're going to come out alive. These are the things that we face daily on the inside. The women have it worse.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
So when we say we fight for justice, we fighting for a particular justice. Freedom from oppression, freedom from prison, freedom from slavery, freedom from murder. That's what we fight for. What happened is this. When the indictments came down on those officers, we had people in the court. But the union and correctional officers panicked because this is the first time that any of them have ever been indicted and arrested for murder. When they went on strike, more was revealed. Their behavior was revealed. Their racism was revealed. Their hooligan behavior was revealed. We were civilized. We wasn't burning no Doc's bus. We didn't cuss out the governor. No, we was going to Albany, unbeknownst to many people, every day, knocking on legislators' doors, saying, hey, remember what we did. Don't let this go on your table. Put this out in front. Remember what we did. It got so bad to the point where many of them said, look, man, we want to close prisons. This is the legislators. They never talked like that before. That's right. They never. But they seen the video. For years when we told these stories, no one believed us. For years, you exaggerating. You know, now we got film. We have evidence. And guess what? We still cannot get justice. So we have to force justice. We have to unify as a body of people that really concerned and have commitment. We take the only time off. We going to Ferris. We going to Atlanta. We going to Rochester. We're going to Buffalo. We're going up and down the state where the prisons are at to let them know this business is over.
But I'm not gonna stay long. I just want to thank everybody once again for being here. I'd like to bring up Jeffrey, right? Jerome.
First and foremost, I'd like to say extended condolences to the Brooks family.
share this humble purpose. So my name is Victor Payton. I am one of the 2 co-directors, along with my comrade, Jerome. Unfortunately, I didn't wear my uniform today, so I'm gonna let him stay over there and I'm stay over here. But anyway, I just like to say that, in thinking as I was on my way up here today, me, comrade Don, and brother Terrell was on our way up here. And I'm riding up here. And one thing I can say, and a lot of my comrades can share with me, that the collateral damage of incarceration never goes away. I've been home 25 years. And believe me, it don't take but a minute for me to be transformed back to the yard in Attica. And it was this ride, and I'm like, man, where we going? Where's Ithaca? Where's Ithaca? How far up is it? And it kind of sort of like took me back to the ride on that prison bus when I was headed to the plantation. Collateral damages never go away. This is just part of the effects of incarceration. Not only do it affect us, it affects you. It affects our families, and it affects our community. So we're here to say that it's over. Like Terrell said, y'all have made enough money off the slaves. We're going to tear the system down. We're going to change the system and make it more humane. Speaking about humane, along with my co-director, I'm going to be really brief and then I'm going to hit you. So the whole solitary confinement coalition advocated for almost 9 years, or maybe a little bit over 9 years, to get a bill passed in New York State prisons and jails that ended long-term solitary confinement. Never, ever. Mental trips for agony, all types of things going on, no rest, straining the relationship. My wife looking at me like, where you going? You going back? Oh, man. But guess what? I had no other choice, because I'm committed until the end, until we see this miserable, racist, abusive system torn down to the ground. Solitary confinement. Before the whole solitary confinement bill, people were placed in solitary for months, years, and decades. 43 years. Louisiana. Anyway, can't think of the name. Believe me, I may not look like a senior citizen, but I am. Thank you very much. So, one young man, I know you know the name, they only 43 years in Louisiana, Angola. 43 years in solitary confinement. Think about being in solitary confinement for 43 years. What that does to a person mentally, physically, and spiritually. Think about that for a minute. In a cage, in a cell, 6x9, about the size of a closet or a bathroom for months, years, decades on end, without any other human contact. You think you could do that? No.
Can't stand back.
Can't stand it, right? That's right, John. So, we passed the bill in 2021 that ended long-term solitary confinement. And the components of the whole solitary confinement bill is number one, you cannot put people in solitary confinement beyond 15 days. After they reach the 15-day mark, they must be transferred to what's called RRU, and it basically stands for Residential Rehabilitative Unit. And what that basically means is that they have out of cell time, 7 hours out of cell time, they get programmatic time, they get psychological help, they get an opportunity to be with other people, they have an opportunity to address whatever the disciplinary reason for war that they want in solitary confinement. It prohibits anyone with a developmental disability, people with a physical disability, people that are 21 years old and under, and people that have, one more thing. Right. Mental health, I said that. Right? Mental health. Yeah, and physical disability. So basically, this is the bill that is currently in our New York State prisons and jails as of 2021. The bill was passed, 2022 was implemented. But guess what? Docs never, ever, till this day, fully implemented the whole Solitary Confinement Act. So we are calling for docs to fully implement the whole Solitary Act, because now, guess what? Here we go. You think that strike was about hope? No, it wasn't. It was a distraction. Because if you never implemented the bill, how could you ever say that the reason why violence is going up is because of the passage of the Hawk bill? It's a damn lie. Of what happened to Robert Brooks. What we all know, myself, experienced the violence, the race, the abuse that happens to us behind these prison walls. You got caught. So now, all of a sudden, all of these years, you're going to say prisons are unsafe for you to work in. What kind of ludicrous foolishness is that? You got to capture people in cells in maximum security prisons and in dormitories in minimum security facilities where you have access to all types of, I guess you could say, violence interruption equipment. Guns, batons, bullets, gas, pepper spray, National Guard. And you tell me you feel unsafe where you have control and custody over people in cages and in dormitories, but you feel unsafe. What type of ludicrousness is that? The only thing happened is that they got exposed and they got caught. Guess what? That's it. It is over. It is done, because it's we, the people, here together to bring unity back to the community.
Thank you. As they said, my name is Jerome Wright, better known as Jeffrey by some people. This is serious. I brought that moment of levity because this is serious. First, I want to say on behalf of the whole campaign, to this family who gave the ultimate sacrifice. You gave the ultimate sacrifice, and I promise you, we promise you, that sacrifice will not be in vain. Right. My word is, I will die before we let your sacrifice be in vain, as many of us will. Just want to put that on the record. And I want to clear something up. The reason why the flashpoint of what we talk about is Robert Brooks, because they killed Messiah in the same way, but we don't have no video. We got to stick to what we know, and we know, and they know, and we saw exactly what happened. See, we can't, they'll get us to playing games with ourselves about what we saw, what we didn't see, if we start destroying everybody and everything in the mix. That is our Emmett Till and George Floyd moment. Which means what came out of both of those incidences was total change in some respects. And that's what got to come out of this. It can no longer be business as usual. It can no longer be do what you want to do. See, let me tell you something. They have drawn a line in the sand. And they say, we want to go back to torture, isolation, punishment, racism, brutality, and anything else we want to do. That's why they strike. They drew that line of sand. It was a subterfuge, but they made it a statement at the same time. That we would rather lose our job than not be able to be in there and do the hell we want to do.
That's right.
Well, you know what? We drawing our line too. And we won't go back. We ain't going back to 23 and 1 hour. We ain't going back to you not listening to us.
Oh,
You know why? Gave them, but they not like us. Freedom, freedom, and everything.
come on.
Slavery, DEI, ABC, and we ain't gonna lose this one. And your family will see justice. Justice is going to thrive in 2025.